some people may feel comfortable to give you something that is already worn out. And to them it's a way of giving. You know, like someone can give you clothing that they've had for like 10 years in their closet. And that item that they're giving you is like worn out completely. Is the ethics? Should we as human beings know what are good gifts, what are good things to give to someone?
And what needs to be trashed in the bin? I feel like yes. You see something looks as good as dead. Now you have the nerve to go and carry it to give to the person you're not even feeling sad.
So do you think
that's actually like for me? I think she's right because first of all, if you know something doesn't look presentable in a way,
you say you don't know to you it's not
like to me. Okay, for example, to me, if I look at it, if I take a top and I look at it and I'm like, actually no, this doesn't look right at all to give.
What if in your eyes it looks good, but to me as a receiver, I'm like, whoa, she actually gave me this kind of.
Firstly, like obviously when you give clothes away, like let me give an example. For us, when we give clothes away, we actually check first because. Like, I'm actually putting myself in that situation because when you give away, put yourself in that person's shoes. If you would receive something like that, how would you feel? Or how would you take that thing? Before you give something away, I know it's good to give and you want to give.
Yeah.
But before you give something, first check because you might be giving it to someone with all your heart, but then to them to be like actually degrading them. So
also,
just
I think
check.
it also depends because now there's a different aspect to it. There comes a time where like I remember many years ago I was in town. It was a hot summer and it was a hot summer. I think it was in December, festive season. I was in town. I remember I was drinking a Crusher. It was very hot. It was like my last money besides my transport money to go home. I decided to buy that Crusher and I was heading towards the taxi. And so I was drinking literally my first sip. There was this guy that came approached me. He was like a homeless guy. And then he looked at me, he's like, sister, can I have? And I'm thinking, but I just, in my mind, I'm like, but I just bought it and I'm also just having a sip. And also it's hot. I'm also hot and somewhere you are hot. And so I was just standing there thinking to myself, but like, I think I ended up giving it to him because I felt guilty. But then again, after I gave it to him, I started thinking to myself, okay, so Rachel, the decision you just made was it out of because you wanted to or you feel forced that you had to give? Because he asked you, it was persistent. Yes, we both hot right now, but I only had my first sip and it's like, you know, so like for me, when I gave, I felt like it was almost as if I was forced to give. So, and I know of course with blessings it won't fall that way.
I've actually encountered the same situation like you. I bought a Coke and I was in the taxi and the guy came up to me and he's really asked, and I looked at him, I'm just like, I'm so sorry, it's the only drink I have. Like literally. And did I feel pressured at some point? Yes, I actually did feel pressure because the way he came asking me, I could see he needed it, but I also needed it.
You see, like, so what is the right
Sorry for laughing.
Do you give, like, do you feel pressure?
So like,
is it fine?
Is it okay to give when you feel pressure?
And
even after, how I felt after I did that, I was just like, wow, Tini, you actually did not give a guy that, you didn't actually give the need. Like, what is God actually thinking about you? But then again, I thought to myself, but God wouldn't have blessed me because I didn't give him because I wanted to give him. I gave him because he asked, and it seems like it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
But now that's where my question comes in, like, is it like wrong to give out of pressure? What is your opinion?
For me, it's, I think I'm both sides in a way. Firstly, it's wrong. Well, let's say it's wrong let's just say it's wrong because you're not giving from you're giving because you were pressured because the guy kept on asking. But then when you leave, you are obviously going to think about it, but actually I needed that drink. So now actually thinking about it again. So it's not you that wanted to do it, but because
you're probably choking in the taxi.
it's because
I was choking in the taxi. Your throat was lying robbed.
Me, my throat, and it was like
it was so nice. And you know, like when it's so hard to be like, whoa,
especially cold.
You see the right place, you see how it's gonna taste and everything. Like I don't think he reached the what's the word they use? What is Asha. Yes, the climax, yes. I didn't even reach the climax of that Crusher. I did not reach the climax of the Crusher. The guy already asked me. And then I looked at him and like, yeah, but he actually also needs it. And so do I. But then because it was like, he looked at me into my eyes, it was almost I felt under pressure to give.
Well,
so like,
I
And then I had to give because I'm thinking, I think, well,
This was consistent.
I understand where you're going, but the thing is that we always think about, if I don't give this, what will God think about me? But God knows that you also needed it anyways. You yourself, you're a human being. You do
so
need something. You shouldn't feel pressured
to give.
But if you want to give it, then give it. But if you know that you actually need it also, you're not being selfish or stingy, but you actually need it. You're also in need as much as that person also needs it.
So how about we take it to the scriptures now? What about that woman that only had, I don't know, she had small coins, the last one that she had. She went to the altar and she put the last coin. And Jesus, wait. And Jesus stood up and said, out of all you millionaires that have put money there, the person that actually put the most money was that lady. What do you have to say about that?
Okay, for me, about that lady, it came from, I think she wanted to do it.
She was not pressured.
She was not pressured. She wanted to do it. So even if she had it one lost, she knew that actually, you know what? I know I have this one lost. What, maybe by giving it, I'll actually
receive
that.
One lost. Lost one.
Maybe she knew that. Okay, I have this one coin left.
Yeah.
Maybe by giving it on that altar, maybe I'll actually receive more.
So she believed.
So she believed. She had faith.
Okay.
She had faith. She did it because she wanted to, not because she was pressured. Because she
I think
wanted
also
to.
that's a very perfect example of what the definition of giving
is.
Because
Exactly.
if you go to the basics of giving, right, you don't give with the intention of getting. You see. Also, I feel like like with me, I guess I was sitting there thinking to myself, but the way I gave this guy, I'm sure it's not so already I'm complaining, it's not a blessing.
It's not a
But
blessing.
should we always give because we want a blessing? Should we give because we want to be blessed, or should we give because somebody's in need?
First
Answer that question.
for me, it's you should give because someone is in need. Because, for example, okay, just an example. If I'm giving something to someone, but then at the back of my head, I'm doing because I want to be blessed. Then I'm not doing because I want to do, because of my own, out of my own will. No, I'm actually doing it with a purpose at the back. I'm actually doing it because I know God will bless me. So for me, it should be give because someone is in need, not give because you want to be blessed.
And that actually takes me back to the preaching that our pastor had spoke about, was when whenever you give to someone, you're actually giving God, and whenever you attack someone, you're actually attacking God. So it's actually very essential to actually give, because when you're giving, you're actually giving to God. So
for me,
that means when you give with the intention of
giving to God. No. Giving to God. You give because you are also given.
Imagine giving and then at the back of your head you're thinking, I'm actually giving because I want to be blessed. You don't actually, that's actually not a blessing. Like,
so I think with what you're saying, there's a valid point there in terms of like, okay, so if you tell yourself, depending on your relationship with God, and if you understand, like you said, if we have the intention of giving because we want to help another person, somehow subconsciously we are aware that, okay, when I'm giving, as a human person, we are aware that when I'm giving, I know that God is going to bless me. So do you think we should always extract that mindset down and just rather see it for what it is? If someone is in need, just simply help.
For me, I think we should try our best. We try our best when we give. Don't have the mindset of I'm giving because I know God is going to bless me.
Well, is there anything wrong with that though?
No, there is nothing wrong with it. It's a good thing. It's a good thing because you're helping because you know that you'll be blessed through helping. But at the same time, don't have that mentality because you are helping because you want to be blessed.
Yeah.
You can have the mentality of I'm helping because I know I'll be blessed. But it's different when you are helping because you want to be blessed.
Okay, cool. Now let's not take.
So it's like you giving and your left hand is watching.
Okay, now let's take it out from the whole giving to the poor. Let's now look at it from a different angle. Let's say giving to someone that you know, giving something to a friend. Obviously, when I give my friend something, or when I give my friend something, at the back of my head, I don't think, cool, because I'm giving my friend this, God is going to bless me. That never comes to the back of my head. So what you say is the same way we give to our friends, without thinking that God is going to bless me, God is going to multiply for me. We should think the same way for the people that we give.
Exactly. That's just the mentality we should all have. It's like
when we give.
When we give, just have that idea that you're actually giving to a friend. You see, so like what you said, when you help your friend out, you don't have the mentality of, oh, God's going to bless me. You just do it because you know it's your friend that you're helping out.
Okay, cool. My dad spoke about this in church when he said that whenever you help someone, don't keep it at the back of your mind that, okay, cool, because I've helped him, meaning one day when I'm going to need help, he's going to help me too. That is actually a bad mindset of thinking. Rather help that person knowing that you've helped them and don't think about it, because when you actually think about it and he decides to betray you one day, your heart is actually going to burn.
I also feel like as much as people want to give and everything like that, and there is also these people that take advantage of those people that actually give. Of course, on the streets right now, the streets are now much more occupied with people that don't have now. Because some people are out of houses, they can't afford to pay bills, they're on the street. There are people that are seriously in need of help. And there's some people who rather rely on being on depending on other people that are moving, you see, and they'll go as far as like faking that the arm is broken or faking that they've got a disability. And people like that, there's different opinions. I mean, I feel like for me, like with people that are maybe faking to have like a disability so that they can get help on the streets, I feel like some people don't want to help them and don't want to help people on the streets because of that reason. Because some people fake that you have a disability and I need you to help me. Somehow it affects other people that actually are in need, because now people will judge everyone on the street the same. Like, no, how can he be on the street?
Okay.
I'm sure he's also faking. You see.
Just an example of what you're saying. So there was a day I was in a taxi, and then when taxis normally stop, and then like the disabled person, walking. And then I was in the taxi, and then there was a guy sitting next to me. He actually took out money to give to the lady because she was walking with a stick and her eyes were actually like closed. So the guy next to him told him, but how sure are you that she is really blind, that she can't see? And the guy actually replied, and he said that, you know what, like, I don't care whether the person is blind or whether the person can see. But me knowing that I help the person out of my own will, let God take control. If the person is blind, like if this person is truly blind, then let it be. But if the person is not blind, God can see what is happening right now. I did it because I felt bad, because I have this extra 10 rand here. Why don't I just give it away? I know that I'm actually helping, even if I don't know that if the person is really blind or disabled. As long as I know that I'm actually doing what I want you to do by helping this person, then whatever is true or whatever is false or true, then let God take control, because I'm helping because I want to. So whatever is happening between the person and the truth is between the person and God, because it's what I actually wanted to do and help. So it actually gets
you get people the question, who is fit to be helped on the streets? Should I help somebody who is truly in need and they're homeless, they don't have a place, or should I help somebody who is acting like they are disabled, and who do I help? Who needs the help the most? So I think also, like you've said, it goes down to whoever you want to help, help. Doesn't matter, as long as you give, because you try when you give, you help them either way, whether they are faking to be disabled or not. You just offering that service, whether that money is going to get used for the wrong intention of whatever sort, that's their thing. As long as you do your part, your worry should not be you shouldn't be concerned about what they do with the money, how they go about it, as long as you give. And I feel like also, like, some people have the fear of donating into NGOs, because I know definitely there is a misuse of funds. There is definitely. You know, I always question, you go to KFC, you go to shops and stores, I don't know if you guys have noticed, like if you go to a clothing store, they'll have like bracelets, and then at the counter, and then they'll say like, buy this bracelet for like 30 rand in support of an NGO, in support of women with this disability, or this. Even at KFC, they've got like donate 2 rand that goes to the charity home and blah blah blah. Like, how sure can you be that 2 rand is definitely going to serve a purpose in these people's lives?
For me, that opinion is like the same thing she also said, that as long as you've done your part, God can see that you've really done your part. Because if you're always going to walk around thinking, how sure am I that my money is going to go into the right arms, how sure am I that these people are not eating my money, I feel like you're never going to give. So rather just put it behind your head that, no, I'm doing this to serve a good purpose. Whatever happens is on it's on the other side of the lane, I guess. That's honestly
as much as I agree with you. Also, I feel like it does matter in a sense where, like, let's say, I understand the part of me giving. When I give just and not to really be concerned. But that money could have gone to a better place that will do a better cause. Let's say, I don't know I really don't know where KFC's funds goes to. I must question, because I mean those 2 rands that add up in those things, I'm sure, but the amount of people that go to KFC, they make over millions over those 2 rands. I mean, think of all the branches that they have. How sure are we that they're really building schools or really helping these kids and stuff like that? Whereas that 2 rands could actually be assisting a true organization that really aims to help, because there's a lot of organizations that don't have the support. But because, example, I'm going again to KFC because it's a bigger bigger organization, so more people go there and they will trust it. They'll trust it, like, yeah, the image of this brand stands for this, and this is what they sell. Maybe we can trust this. But you know, like, you never really know.
Yeah, that is.
You never really know, because
I get where coming from.
It's good to be, because people want to give, but then they're like, I don't know where this money is going. I'm not sure, but there's no receipts. But then again, how else does one pitch? Because I feel like with communication, right? With communication, even when you watch television,
industry,
with communication, even when you watch television, you watch adverts when they're looking for funds. They'll maybe they'll hold like an event, and they'll have like performances and things like that. But the whole point of that organization or that event will be in support of some organization. You get me? Well, some may not know how to communicate that they need help, but the point of the matter is we need help. I don't think there's anyone who's like, well, people that ask in the States are some of them are quite brutal on how they ask.
Yeah, some of them are quite.
It's no longer please can I have it, can you give me a 2 rand, or give me this, give me that, and after saying no to this one, you move to the next, can I, you know, it is what it is, I guess.